Hi guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well whenever you tune in and see this. So this is going to be a general reading for Leo for April 18th through April 30th. It is a general reading, so it can cover anything like friends, family, health, love, or work, etc. So always take it how it resonates for you if it does. And if it doesn't resonate and you know your birth time, you can always get a free birth chart online and find out your other placements. So we all have each zodiac sign throughout our chart. So this reading can resonate for you. For instance, even if you're not a sun, rising, or moon Leo. Okay. Also wanted to say that if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. And if you like this video and you want to subscribe, it is free. All you have to do is click on the bell icon and make sure that it's active, and it'll just let you know when I put out new video. What else was I going to say? Oh, yes. So I pulled all your cards here, Leo, including your oracle cards that we'll do at the end. And we'll get into your reading. Do. And so I'll be posting that at the end of the live reading in case you want to check that out later and have it pull up, have it in the background while you watch or listen. It's also just a way for me to mark the reading. So in case we ever want to go back and look at it, we can kind of see what was going on at that time. So if you're interested in that and you want to do that, all you have to do is click in the description box below. Click on my website, MalesseaMagicLight.com. Once there, find the Facebook link. And then when you're on Facebook, you just scroll down and find the Leo reading. And the first comment will be one photo of all of your cards here that we're going to pull for you today. And the last thing I'm going to say before we do a quick sound bell and start is that whenever you see this reading, it is meant for you, since time is fluid and relative. So for instance, this reading could resonate for you, a year from now, in the future, or a year in the past. It really just all depends. So always keep that in mind as well. All right, Leo. So we're going to do a little sound bell for some grounding and general healing. So if you want to and you feel comfortable, you can take a deep breath in and out whenever. Okay, Leo. Let's get into your reading. I hope everyone is doing all right. And if you're new, welcome. And if you're coming back, welcome back as always. So we're going to just talk real quick about, what these first two rows in the main six are, and then we'll start. So the first row is energy starting around April 18th, even though today is the 21st. Okay, just energy picking up from the recent past or still lingering around. And then finishing out the rest of this week and into this weekend. And then the last row here is the last week and weekend of April of the month. Okay, just set my timer here. There we go. Okay, Leo, let's see what you have. Sorry, 1 second. What is this? Okay, maybe it's not too loud. Okay. So, Leo, you have 4 of Wands in the reverse, 5 of Cups in the reverse, Strength in the reverse, Temperance upright, 4 of Swords upright, and 2 of Swords upright. And then we'll go over your confirmation cards a little later, your other tarot deck here. But yeah, Leo, so to start off your reading here, this could be, again, you, Leo. It could be the person or people that you're dealing with, your general situation or environment. But to start off with the 4 of Wands in the reverse position, this talks about possibly a celebration was put on hold for some of you, since it is a general reading. For some of you, it can talk about not planning enough for something or putting in an effort in some way. And then I would say for the majority of you too, since I saw this in the pre-shuffle, it came out. There is some type of union that was either put on hold or wasn't well received or that wasn't the right time. So when I say union, that could be union with different parts of yourself. It could be a romantic union. It could be with friends or family or a work partnership or something like that. But I say that because the Two of Cups in the pre-shuffle almost came out. It kept, showing its head but not fully coming out. And the Two of Cups was also in the reverse position, okay? So here's your Four of Wands in the reverse, right? And when it's right side up, just for reference, so you can see, very small, you see these wedding rings on the bottom, okay? So like I said, this could be viewed as a card that also talks about some type of union or deeper bond with something, okay? And celebration and planning for the future, because only half of the nest, right, has been built, okay? But since it's in reverse, like I said, the union maybe didn't happen yet. It wasn't the right time. Something about the union wasn't well received, or the deeper level of the union, hasn't happened yet, or was put on hold, or wasn't well received, or just a general situation where you wanted to celebrate something and plan for the future, but it just hasn't happened, at this time so far, okay? Now, this, like I said, is the first row. So this could be energy, Leo, from the recent past, still kind of lingering around in the week that we're currently in, or even this weekend. But, I can see from your other cards that it doesn't last long. So just something to point out ahead of time in case you're like, oh, no, it's going to be a horrible reading. No. And what is horrible, right? It's relative. But let's move on to your second card here. Now, your second card is a great card to have in the reverse position. It's the Five of Cups in the reverse, okay? So for reference, when it's right side up, it's talking about focusing only on the negative, right? This poor little animal is sad that the other animal is hurt. There's cups that are knocked over. But what they're not realizing is they're still alive and there's still cups that are right side up. But they're just so upset, they kind of run away, right? So, like I said, you want to see this card in the reverse position because it means you're starting to let go of some type of negative thinking about something, okay? Or maybe just in general. You're coming out of that energy as your second card. So that's beautiful. You want to see that, okay? Because nothing is ever just black and white or positive and negative. There's always, gray areas, and things ebb and flow and change. So that is good. Now, I spoke to my spirit guides. I always do when I shuffle and meditate beforehand. And I've been showing what's on the top and the bottom of each deck. And sometimes they tell me to talk about it in the beginning. Sometimes they tell me to talk about it at the end. Sometimes they tell me to talk about it in the middle. But for your reading today, it told me to talk about it when I talk about these cards on the first row here. So what was on the top of your animal totem tarot? This is the main six with all the animals. You have the Three of Cups upright. And what was on the bottom of your deck is the High Priestess in reverse. So this is saying, Leo, that in the recent past, there could have been an energy where you felt a lot of support around you in some way with the Three of Cups. You could have had some reason to celebrate something. What the feeling I was getting when I was shuffling, and it's not for everyone, right? It is a general reading, was that possibly for some of you, you're partying a little bit too much, celebrating a little bit too much. Not for everyone, right? Take it as it resonates. But here the High Priestess is in reverse. It could be from partying too much, or it could just be because your intuition is off in some way. That's what the High Priestess means in the reverse position, okay? You're not feeling in your power or listening to your inner wisdom or knowledge, and you're having a hard time manifesting something, even if it's just on a spiritual plane, okay? And again, this is the recent past, okay? Now, the reason I also wanted to talk about that right there is because your third card, the next one here, Leo, is the Strength in reverse. The Strength card is literally the tarot, one of the tarot cards that represents Leo, right? You always see, we don't always see, but sometimes you see a man or a woman prying open a lion's mouth, right? That's why you are the lion, Leo the lion. But, you know, when this shows up with the High Priestess in reverse and your Strength card is in reverse, this is you being out of your element during this week or even towards this weekend, but it doesn't last forever, okay? So it completely makes sense. If you're not feeling strong, right, even if you don't look at it in the aspect of that is your tarot card in the deck, you're not feeling strong in some way, like you're not able to carry a weight in some way, and because of that, you don't feel in your power, you don't feel like your normal self possibly, and this is throwing your intuition off too, okay? And just to show you what it looks like when it's right side up. So you see the ox carrying this heavy load, right? All right. So let me just put these back the way they were. And like I said, nothing lasts forever. So your fourth card here, Leo, which is a nice card and a nice energy, is the Temperance card upright. This is telling you to have patience about something, okay? That's what the Temperance card represents. It could also be that you could be dealing with a Sagittarius, right? Because the Sagittarius is this card in the tarot, but it doesn't have to be. I really just feel like it's just generally you need to have more patience and slow down about something here. And that completely makes sense because you're not feeling, or you weren't feeling, or you're currently feeling not as strong as you normally are. You're not feeling in your element and your intuition is off. You know, which is interesting too, because it's like, on one hand, I'm going to go back a little bit. You had the Five of Cups in reverse. So you were letting go of negative thinking and only focusing on the things that are going wrong. So you're starting to look up and see that there's still helpful people, there's still helpful situations, there's still positive situations around you. But then because of either too much partying, like I said, with the Three of Cups, or just not feeling in your element, then your intuition is thrown off with the High Priestess in reverse, okay? So then when all those things happen, that's like your body... Michael Jaffe. Sorry, guys. When that happens, it's basically also saying, that's on silent, I thought it was, that you need to slow down. It's body spirit is telling you to slow down, right, with the Temperance card here. Okay, also get in control of your emotions, okay, with the water here. But let's keep going forward. So your fifth card here is the Four of Swords, the upright position. This is saying that the more that you slow down towards this last week here of the month, Leo, it's good for you, right? Like I said, to heal and to process things. But then it also brings up the stuff that you could have been running away from when you were maybe overindulging in some way with the Three of Cups and the partying, right? Because the Four of Swords shows up and it's saying that you're not focusing enough on the present moment. You're either overthinking too much about the past and about the future, or both. And you could be competing with other people, with yourself, having this kind of greedy energy, not realizing you've won something, okay? So there's a little bit of confusion coming back around, which makes sense, right? Because healing, nobody's healing timeline is the same as somebody else's. And what is the saying? It has to hurt before it heals, or it has to hurt so it can heal, or something like that. So I would just keep that in mind, okay? Now, your sixth card here, Leo, is the Two of Swords in the upright position. This is an energy of, again, slowing down in a different way. It's not so much about patience and slowing down. It's more about observation and not taking action, okay? So this is a beautiful card to have, you know, here at the end, because you have patience and slowing down, and then you have mental confusion again, and then you have observation, make a decision with your heart, okay? So again, this could be you, Leo, needing to make a decision with your heart and not just your logic, or it could be the person you're dealing with, or the people that you're dealing with, or just the general environment or situation that you're in could feel like this, okay, at this time. So sometimes in other decks, when you see this card, you see a man or a woman blindfolded and they're holding two swords. And so they have to make the decision with their heart, not just their logic, not just with the swords. And so that's kind of the energy that you could be in, towards the end of the month here. And not a bad energy to be in, right? Because when you do have to make a big decision or movement or change, excuse me, sorry. um, you want to make sure that it's feels right to you. You know what I mean? So that totally makes sense. All right. So with all that being said, let's now get into your confirmation cards here. And I do want my music to come back. So quiet. Okay. Well. And there's a commercial. Okay, whatever. Let's call out your confirmation cards, Leo. They're like, get back to me. Yes, Leo, I'm sorry. So you have Ace of Cups upright, King of Wands upright, and Seven of Wands upright. Okay, so with the Ace of Cups showing up here, this is showing that in the recent past, or even in the week that we're in, into this upcoming weekend and the last week of April here, it's showing you that you will receive some type of gift from the universe, or gifts, right? And it's also telling you that you have the ability to be resilient and still grow in a difficult environment or situation. And I say that because at the bottom of this deck, of this card in this deck, you see the lotus flower, right? So they're not growing in the ground, they're growing in the water. So that's the resiliency that you have. And then there's the hand of divine coming in with your cup that is runneth over, right? Running over with whatever it is you want to manifest in your life. This is a beautiful card of abundance and moving forward. So really nice to see that here. And when it's confirming the Four of Wands in reverse and the Temperance card, it's just basically saying, again, whatever happened with the Four of Wands that we started your reading off with here, the Four of Wands in reverse, where there was some type of union that wasn't well received, didn't happen, or was put on hold, or this planning for the future or the celebration that could have really knocked you off your horse a little bit or knocked you down a little bit. But because the lotus flower, right, you are resilient, you're going to get back up again. And we know that too because of how the cards, came out towards the end of your sixth card there. But also with the Temperance card, okay, they both have water here. So saying the more patient you are, know that things will get better and will get easier, and you will get over whatever this non-union that didn't happen, or celebration that didn't happen, or the planning that didn't go right, or whatever it is. Like, you will get over it, okay? Just give it time with the patience of the Temperance card here. Okay. And your second confirmation card, right, is the King of Wands in the upright position. Now, this is a card of authority, okay? This is a very peaceful energy. He's confident. He's sitting on his throne, okay? And there's also this little salamander by him, okay? So the salamander talks about going through a trial of fire and still coming out alive, okay? And so, some people say it's a salamander. Some people say it's, what's the other one I was thinking of? A chameleon, right? They change their colors, okay? So however you want to see it, like, someone can't just be a king by not being able to adapt to dealing with a lot of different people, dealing with his kingdom, right? Okay, so that the chameleon, right? Or if it's a salamander and he goes through the trial by fire, he's been tested many times and proven himself worthy, right? And again, it's just, you don't have to be male, you can be female, or whatever your gender is or isn't. Okay, it's just the metaphor of the card here. But he feels fully supported with the throne behind his back, okay? And people come up to him and look up to him, and it's just really nice energy there. Like I said, a peaceful energy. So when this is confirming the Five of Cups in reverse and the Four of Swords upright, this is basically telling us that the reason why you were able to let go of any negative feeling about your life in general currently, or about a certain situation or person or whatever it may be, is because you know deep down that you have a lot of support around you. You also know that you've been tested before and you've come through okay. All right. Now, when this King of Wands is also confirming the Four of Swords, it's kind of already like something similar. I said something. Oh my god, I can't. Something similar to what I said earlier was that you can't be a king if you do this or if you don't do that, right? So that's the kind of energy I get from these two cards as well. Is like he has to have his mental stuff balanced if he's gonna help other people and be cool-headed and make good decisions, right? So when this is confirming the Four of Swords too, it's also saying being in the present moment. The king has to know the history of his land and his people and past wars and whatever. But he has to be like, okay, this is the current moment and I'm the current king. So how am I going to handle the situation? Yes, right on the bell there. So, just something to think about. Now, your last confirmation card is the Seven of Wands in the upright position. And it's confirming the Strength in reverse and the Two of Swords upright. So could be saying that there still needs to be some healing, basically, like I said. Healing isn't like a linear time, straight line, whatever. There's lots of ups and downs and revisiting things, okay? So there's still some defensive energy around you, inside of you, or the person you're dealing with, or you're in your environment that you need to look at, okay? You also need to be more balanced with something. You need to ground yourself, okay? Put your 2 feet on the ground, take care of your mind, body, spirit, okay? Because you see one of his legs is resting against the rock here, and the other one is kind of precariously in the water, right? Again, the emotions are all over the place too here. And so he's acting in his survival mode, always on the defense. And this is saying that there needs to be a balance, right? Again, with the Strength card in reverse, you're not feeling in your element, right? That's the Leo card, Leo tarot card, the Strength when it's right side up. So you're not feeling in your element because perhaps you're too defensive and you're not grounded. Or also you need to find a balance between being defensive and not being strong enough, or being over strong, or however you want to say it. Is just finding a balance with your strengths and with your defense mechanisms. All right. And then here, this is like a softening up, right? The Seven of Wands, he's acting from the survival mode, and he's really tough, and he's putting up all the wands to defend himself. But the energy of the Two of Swords is a softening up to make a decision or move on to the next phase of your life, or whatever it may be, by really tapping into your heart center and making a decision with your heart and not just with your logic and your mind, okay? So you can't tap into your heart if it's always closed or it's always on the defensive, right? Now, I want to talk about real quickly before we get to your oracle cards, because I know the timer went off, is what was on the top and the bottom of your Llewellyn deck, the confirmation cards that we just went over, the ones with the yellow border. So what was on the top was the Star upright, and what was on the bottom was the Five of Wands in the upright position. And this is energy from the recent past. So this is also insight to why the Strength card was in the reverse and why the Seven of Wands is here upright. So this is basically saying in the recent past, Leo, you felt very inspired about something with the Star card. You also could have been dealing with an Aquarius maybe, but not for everybody. And you felt inspired and hopeful for the future, and really creative and passionate, and had this peaceful energy. And then with the Five of Wands here, this is an energy about practicing and being playful, okay? So at first they look like they're fighting, but they're not actually fighting. They're practicing and playing with something. And there's a scroll on the bottom as well, which talks about a need for planning, okay? And so this could be something that's currently missing from your energy these next 2 weeks that needs to come back in, right? So you can get your strength back up and get your defenses down. So maybe you need more playful time in your life with people that you trust. Okay, maybe you need to not be so serious about something here. You also need to find your hope and inspiration again for the future and your peaceful energy and your creativity. Okay. So that is what I have for you regarding the tarot, Leo. So I'm just gonna, well, actually, I can leave them here because I've already pulled your oracle cards. Usually I push them out of the way and then shuffle and pull them out, but I've been pulling them out ahead of time for everybody lately. So anyway, your first oracle card is Wait, and it says, it's not yet time. Things are being woven. And there's this girl like floating in space here. So very interesting. That could be a message for some of you guys during this time. All right. And it also has something to do with the healing too, right? Like I said, the slowing down. This would definitely go with the Temperance card and the Two of Swords upright. You can see all of that together. Oops, wait. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. And your second oracle card, I've been pulling love cards the last couple of readings. Even if you're not watching this reading for romantic love or something like that, there's always friendship love, family love, platonic love, all that stuff. So anyway, your love card is very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Okay. And I think that definitely goes with the High Priestess in reverse. Like, remember I said your manifestation powers might have been off a little bit, right? Because your intuition wasn't as high as it normally is because your strength wasn't all the way there. So the more that you listen to your body and your mind and your spirit and what it's telling you, then you'll be able to flip this High Priestess again so the spider can weave her web and manifest what she wants in her life. So then once you're able to start manifesting, this card is also saying, what do you want to manifest? Because you can get it pretty soon. So that's nice. And your last oracle card is the Boar. And it says, face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious. And it's a cute little piggy, or the boar. All right. So that may be a message for some of you guys. That's always a good message for everybody, anytime, right? Okay. So those are the messages that I have for you, Leo. Again, I'm going to post a photo of all the cards here. I'll make it look real pretty and fit together nicely. So if you want to check that out, you can always go to my website, MalesseaMagicLight.com, or click in the description box below. Then once there, find the Facebook link, and then on Facebook, find the Leo reading, scroll down, and then the first comment will just be one picture if you ever want to take a look, but you don't have to, of course. What else? That's it, I think. Thank you guys so much for your patience. And I know that these readings were a couple of days late, so I do apologize, but that means that the next set of readings that start on the 1st, I'll be starting with you guys in the reverse order, so you'll be won't have to wait as long as you did this time. So anyway, have a beautiful day or night. And again, thank you so much for your energy and your support, and I'll see you guys later. All right, bye.